one.
No, we're
Wow.
live. We're live.
Live on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to our show.
Yes. And happy Lunar New Year.
Yes. Happy
Early.
New Year.
Right.
It was yesterday, but you know what? It's basically, celebrated throughout the whole weekend here. Hi, Eric.
Hello, Eric.
You're live. Welcome to the show. Oh my God, so excited to see you. I've mentioned your name like 2-3 times already on our show here. So it's great to see you here.
And my friend, do you know Lenny? Lenny Iger?
Lenny. Oh, hello. I do not know Lenny.
I think our plan is to have Lenny on as a guest at some point. He does a phenomenal job tuning nibs.
Oh, tuning nibs.
Sometimes the grind on your nib is fine, but you just need that tune up there. And look at this popping over here.
So does Lenny do like learned himself, or is he a professional now, or like is it?
He is self-taught, but like expert level.
Okay, gotcha.
And hello to Suzette.
Hi, Suzette. Hi, Sue.
Hello,
Amy.
And hello, Amy. How was your week?
Yes. Oh, hello, Claire. My week,
Claire,
pretty well. It went really well. And can you believe it's already the end of January? Oh my gosh. I feel like I don't know. I haven't been doing my YouTube videos the whole month of January, but that has been a personal choice and a decision. And just for some more like taking a step back from fountain pen content creating for mental health and just managing so much stuff that's going on. So, but I still love fountain pens.
Right. So when you're putting out content, it flips. It for me, I can only speak for myself. Flips from being something I love and a hobby to a task, and I have enough tasks on the day-to-day basis. And so, like, I mean, I haven't posted in I think 2 months, but I'll be back. I think this Sunday. You know.
Yeah.
But like we've discussed before, I gave myself the hobby ick big time over purchasing.
Yeah, that will do it too.
A little retail therapy gone overboard. So, and Suzette shares too that she is glad her week is almost over.
Hey.
Today must be like January the 56th.
Right, like I wish it was over already.
Well, now I got a new pen today.
Oh my gosh, share.
I did. And Peter Coco. Hi, Peter.
Hello, Peter.
Hi, hello.
Welcome to our show.
So today in the mail, I got the Pelican.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? It's Pelican. I don't say spaghetti. It's a Pelican M800. Help me out. Silver, whatever.
Yeah.
Demonstrator. The green in person. Yes, Amy. Happy January the 88th. I already stole your joke. The green is much prettier in person, which I'm grateful for. Lenny had said, I don't know why people haven't bought all of these yet. And I said, I don't know about that green. And he said it's different in person and at that price point. So I bought it and I love it. And I don't normally go for green and gold together for some reason. But that is amazing. I put Birmingham Penco Savorite ink, which is this beautiful green ink here.
Ooh.
And I think, that is a pretty good match.
Yeah, it's
gemstones and
It matched the pen perfectly.
It's a broad nib. I know.
Hmm.
Apostasy.
Are you loving the broad, or are you trying to change it?
Okay, that's why I put on there okay. Do you see these 3 lines here?
Yes.
This technical pen show that we have. One of those is a Pelican fine, one of them is a medium, and one is a broad.
They all look the same.
The fine looks microscopically thinner, but I jokingly told, we have a group text, and I was like, I think all Pelican nibs are the same nib. I think they just put a different letter on it, and you're like, oh, it's a broad. Well, this is a fine. And one of these is a medium on an M600.
Okay.
And then the fine and the broad are on an M800. So either something is happening, and so honestly, normally I would not go for a broad. You know that. Not in the broads.
Yeah.
It's fun. I like it. I mean, the ultimate goal is still to have Gina Celerino do a reverse architect on there, because that's like a medium fine or even a medium, and then the architect on back are 2 nibs that I regularly use.
Yeah.
So
okay, that'll be a broad. Will be great to start with then.
If you like it, you should have put a broad. Yeah, it is pretty. I can't keep up with this chat today. I'm slow on
Thank you guys, though. Like I love the chatting.
Wow is quicker on the.
As you talk, I will look at them and put them up. But
drinking plain lemonade.
Lemonade. Oh, I love getting lemonade from KFC.
It has a nice touch of pine tree flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Sue says, when you try a broad nib, you will have a difficult time going back to finer nibs. That might be a tough opinion on the 3 of us.
Yeah.
But I don't disagree with you that I think some people would have a hard time going back to finer nibs if they truly, truly enjoyed the broad experience.
Yeah, because I love a Sailor fine nib.
Oh, that's too fine for me. But yeah, Sailor fine's great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not using it to write my PhD dissertation, but I'm also not doing a PhD dissertation, so who cares? I mean, a Sailor medium fine is my ideal
size.
That's
the perfect size.
But, sometimes when you're doodling an architect nib, Yes.
Yeah. Hello, Pam. Happy New Year. Happy Lunar New Year. Peter said that it's okay to have 1 broad because we have so many fines. That is true. I do have a few broads, like maybe 1 or 2. And then the rest are like 70% fine and then 20% mediums. And
this Mayora Okiva Golden Age, they need to stop with the naming conventions. Can we just, it's like wearing all names. Have you ever, you have to write all of these out.
You got to write them out, yeah.
Like, sunset over the Eastern Ocean on the 12th of February.
Beneath the beautiful ocean waters. Yes.
This is a broad. I don't use this.
Okay. That's the Omos? Or what is it?
It's a Golden Age.
Okay.
A Mayora.
Oh, Mayora. Okay.
I have some curse though where I buy pens and half of it is yellow. Like my Aurora half is yellow.
Wait, but was that the first time that happened? The Aurora?
No, because
okay. Then yeah, you were.
I have this big warp on the.
That's pretty bad.
I got a double broad, Joe. How are you gonna do us like that?
I mean, I guess sometimes if you have to write big headers and you want to use your fountain pens.
Pack boxes for moving. I'm here but grading AI written essays. Are they
Oh my
supposed to be?
gosh. Is that true? A lot of kids or these days are using AI to write their essays. Goodness.
I mean, the thing is to get a worthwhile anything out of Chat GPT, or
You gotta already
you
kind of
have to
know.
put so many prompts in,
Yeah, to
but
get the good AI. Yeah.
yeah, we jokingly told my boss like, "Oh, just I'll do my annual review on Chat GPT," and so I tried to generate one, and to get it to spit out anything cohesive, like you
You
had
have lots
so
of prompts.
in there that I was like, "Oh, I'll just write it myself."
It's a waste of time. Yeah. Okay. No, but like I used to love writing essays and stuff like that for English or literature classes. And so I'm just like, why use Chat GPT or some AI? No. Use your own creative thoughts
I can only imagine. You couldn't pay me to teach kids now,
to to
now
do
at
AI.
all. Period. I couldn't, not in the slightest. But let's bring ourselves back to the pen realm, shall we?
Yes, yes, yes.
What is your pen of the week, Lau?
My pen of the week, let's see, is my Platinum Century Shape of Heart. This is the chai latte one
You
from
still
last year. What's that?
you still have that.
I still have it.
Love it.
Well, you think people like sold theirs, so I should have sold mine?
No, I thought you didn't like it.
No, no, no. I am the one that liked it. A lot of people didn't like it.
Well, the cap was the wrong color then.
Yeah, the cap. Yeah, yeah. You
Well, not
remember that?
wrong, just different. It was different
Yeah.
than the
Yep.
picture.
It's different from the picture, and as you can see here, it's also pretty light, like a very light taupe color. It doesn't look as gray in the video, but in person it does look kind of gray. So to me, it's not the perfect color I wanted. I wanted it to be a lot more like, I don't know,
Try.
like a chestnut brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it looks very elegant. So I'm just like, I can't hate it, or I don't hate it. So,
Is it have the same? We've discussed previously, but other people
mhm.
heard that I think that the material that they use on platinum, like the 3776 century,
Yep.
just like the basic laurel,
Mhm.
um, is clacky. Clacky.
Clacky.
The material sounds cheap. So like when you're holding a pelican, like that material feels quality to me. It feels like
Mm.
high quality, and even sailors feel like higher quality. But the material on platinums to me feels
Yeah, it feels cheaper.
yeah.
Like I've said that. I'll say it. Yeah, the platinum plastic does feel cheaper, but and I know a lot of people have had platinum cracking. So,
Ooh,
and that is a problem because platinum has their slip and seal, um, where it seals it completely, and there's like a sound that it makes if you do the slip and seal. But some people turn it too much. You don't need to turn it so much because of the slip and seal. But you know, like if you find that when you open your caps and you hear a cracking sound, you've tightened it too much.
that would sound
So
like. Does does platinum make a larger? You have sailor, you have a pro gear slim, a pro gear, a king of pens.
mhm.
Is there a king of pen equivalent
Yes,
for a
yes.
3776? And if so, what is it?
So for platinum 3776 is the gold nib standard, and then their flagship would be the platinum Izumo, I
Okay.
believe, or with the president nib. So that one is an 18 karat gold nib.
Okay. Is it a larger size?
Yes, it is much larger. The nib is, I believe it's a little larger too.
Okay.
Yeah. But the platinum Izumos are a little bit boring in terms of aesthetics and look.
Okay.
So
All form, all function, no.
function, function is the same, I would say, as a
Okay.
platinum century. Yeah. It's the same. I think it uses the same platinum converter, so you get the same amount of ink.
Sue says, "Did you ever watch Glee? Do you remember the TV show Glee?"
Yes.
What Sue says. Remember that. Anyway, Sue said that the cracking she thinks was on a particular model. Yes. So.
I wonder which one it was, because I've seen Reddit like posts about the 3776, and people are always bashing at it.
No, but and you got to make the disclaimer when you're saying you saw it on Reddit that, I mean, if there is the slightest thing off, that fountain pen Reddit is going
to go off
right off the deep end.
No, yeah, I agree. No. Reddit is not the best place for you to find credible, I guess, I don't know, opinions or facts. It's a lot of very, everyone has their own experiences. So I'm not saying that anyone on Reddit is saying false things, but they are pretty, what is the word?
Vehement? Yeah. I myself have launched a tirade or two on there. I mean, mainly about that Ferris Press $300 glass dip pen.
Oh yes, that was funny.
I was pissed.
That was stupid.
It was, and it still makes me mad because they charge a lot for their pens, and I know actual experience will vary, and I know that you're an affiliate with them, a Jubilee member, as are some other people I know. So I have enough of their inks to sink a ship. Yeah. I just think their pens are priced high for what you're getting. And they market, I think, to a really specific demographic. And I would hate, and I'm just repeating myself because I'm old and I'm allowed to do that, I would hate for someone to buy a Ferris wheel press brush pen at $90 and think, okay, this is what the fountain pen experience is like, and then be put off. Where you could go on Amazon and buy that fill in the blank Sailor Pro Gear Slim. It's white with black finials and a gold nib for $90. So same. And I know one is a smaller company, but are they still a smaller company now at this point? Because they're still doing a crowdfunding for some of their release items.
Yeah.
I know.
I didn't even know that Ferris Wheel Press did Kickstarters until a little later. But then I was like, they're getting community to fund all of their things. I thought that they were well off.
They're established now. This is they're not a new company. It's established. Kenro is now the distributor within the United States for their inks, which I'm hoping brings down the shipping cost.
Yes,
sometimes higher than the single.
Imagine buying a $20 ink bottle just to pay $25 in shipping.
Right? So yes, it is great, and Kickstarter is amazing, and certainly helps new businesses get off the ground. But I think once you're established and you want to release a new product, the onus of responsibility is on you to invest proceeds in your business. Not, I don't know. That's like being 35 and still asking your parents to pay your cell phone bill. Like, you're an established adult now.
Yeah. It's
All
it's
right.
a tough business practice to fall back on, especially when your community expects a lot, you know, improved quality, and it's just, yeah.
Yeah. So yes, um, pen of the week. Do I have one this week? Have I
Yeah.
learned anything? Have I landed on Earth long enough to write any, anything?
Oh,
Um,
and what's inked in here is Wearing Ghoul, one of your favorite brands.
I do love their inks. Yes.
Um, it is Nightingale and the Rose. It's so beautiful. I just love writing
Only
with
got
it.
Star Child, and by the time I decided I also wanted Nightingale and the Rose, then I was
You
on
already.
my no buy or essential no buy.
Hmm.
Okay. I mean, minus the pen and the bottle of ink in front of me, but pen of the week, I would say, is probably these two Natunos, the Natuno Everyday Pen and then the NE 2.0.
Oh, that's kind of pretty.
Yeah.
Wait, is it sparkle or is it just
No, just Chatoyant.
okay?
And then there's this, I don't know what this is called. See the little
Yeah, the
striation?
stripes in the inside.
Yeah.
Oh.
It almost triggers my tryptophobia, but not.
Yeah, that's weird. So the stripes are like in a lower layer.
Yeah. I mean, it is phenomenal. They
That's
have this color
crazy.
which is like anemone. There's a weird one that I don't remember the name of, and then the beautiful kind of London blue topaz color is called Thalasso, which is the pen that we've teased Amy Lanta about for abusing and throwing on the floor. Um,
No, that's the pen that, moved by itself.
yeah, that.
Okay, so
Yes.
those are gorgeous pens right there. I like
Yeah,
that.
and what is in them? Robert Oster Melon Tea is in the green one, which I'm obsessed with that ink right now. It took much restraint not to put that in the Pelican today. Um, and what
Well,
is it?
you will soon put something nice in there.
Well, I put that Birmingham Penco Savorite.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then in this one, I put the Sailor Tea Time Around the World Christmas tea.
Okay.
Just
Great.
kind of similar to Colorverse Red Rock without the green sheen behind it. I mean, the Red Rock isn't a heavy green sheen, but
green sheen. That's interesting.
yeah, I mean, and it's like a more of a dense halo because it's not like Emerald Fusion, Junebug, sheen.
Yeah. I think I prefer the halos over the sheen, unless the sheen works really well. Like I don't want sheen that overpowers the color.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what ink property are you looking at the most as we go into 2025? Shading, sheening, shimmering.
Well, last year was my shading era. I mean, like I switched from 2023 was my shimmer year, and then I was all shading last year. I don't know if I would still go into sheening, but I would like to experiment and experience sheeners that are subtle or like it is tamed. So like
Robert Oster Fire and Ice.
Yeah, I don't have that one yet, so I could try that one out. I know. No, going back to First World Press, when I first started buying lots of First World Press inks, they all have shimmers, right? But some of them had sheen to it, and the ones that I did buy that had sheen, I was like, this is nice. I was shocked at that I liked the sheening at the time. And I think that when I tried it again now, I was like, this sheen is way too much. So it's crazy how my taste changed.
Well, I find that on certain papers, they just don't perform well. And you need a really heavily sheening ink like a Organic Studios Nitrogen or Walden Pond, Birmingham Penco Emerald Fusion, Jupiter Vortex, Electron. I find that Ferris Wheel Press's level of sheen on the inks is not overpowering.
Sheen?
But, yeah, sheen.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But sometimes, writing a page out in a heavily sheening ink is, yes.
Birmingham Tesla coil.
Yes, which is not dissimilar to KWZ's Sheen machine.
Oh, so it's like a deep blue teal?
Blue with that reddish magenta sheen. I mean, it's a pretty ink, but if your hands run on the damp side, so if you have oily or
yes,
I'm going to give everyone the ick. Moist hands. My hands match the desert. Like I can hear them rustling like dead leaves as I do this. So it doesn't happen to me, but if your hands are on the damp side, that's no way to say that.
Damp, moist,
moist
whatever.
If your hands are rotting off your hands, and you touch where you have written in sheeny ink, that it can
smear.
Be like silly putty, in comics. When you were little, did they have comics when you were little?
No.
When I was a kid, we got them on paper newspapers, and they were comics. God.
Oh, so like it would scrape and smear, kind of.
Well, you could silly putty it on the comic and peel it off, and it would transfer.
Yeah, I didn't experience that with the Ferris Wheel Press sheening inks until I used a much too wet pen, and then I saw like it transferred to the next page. I mean, shimmers do that too, but like it smeared so much, and I didn't like it. So
it's a much longer dry time. I'm trying to catch up. Claire said Tesla coils stick to the pages. So I have stuck some pages together with Emerald Fusion. So last year at the DC Pen Show, because half the time you order one of these sheening inks from Birmingham Penco, and it's like a quart. I mean, that's a lot of And so I filled all these samples, and then I had these little bags made, and I ran out of Emerald Fusion and filled some with another green ink. What I forgot to do before I put the ink sample in the bag and like put everything in it and sealed it up and packed it was label them. So I got a bunch of after DC. What beautiful ink, green ink is this? And I'm like, does it have a sheen? And they were like, no. Oh, that's whatever it was. And then if it has a sheen, it's Emerald Fusion. I had to make a post about it. It was
oh my goodness. Yeah, for sure. Inks, when sending lots of samples like that and forgetting, it can be so hard to remember. But that's cool that you.
It was like a production line. I included like elastic bands with a little cactus charm, living in the desert kitsch. But a sticker, a card, the ink sample, and then in this little sort of green Mylar bag. And I got so into the rhythm of like filling the sample, putting it in, and then I noticed, I was like, oh, these aren't labeled. But I was not. I was not packing all of those bags to label them. So that just was not. I was all right before the DC Pen Show, like.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I made myself a promise, or not a promise, but like I told myself to make a video for during the weekend that I am gone to San Francisco pen show, and I didn't do it because it was so so stressful getting prepared for it. So like I'm just like, don't force yourself.
I was very concerned about, I wanted to film at the DC Pen Show, and then I got there and it just out the window, and I was like, no, this is for me. Ink Dependence. Mike does a
He's
full
got it covered.
walkthrough. He has got it covered. They do not need my warped view of the DC Pen Show. Go watch Mike's video. He'll talk to everyone and do his thing. So I just was in the moment and had a great time.
Yeah.
So
I like that you did that, because being a content creator is, when you go to pen shows, it's kind of tough because like, especially when you're introvert and you think about how others are looking at you and you think about what you're doing. So it's like you're holding this camera, showing things, talking to people. It takes away from the immerse yourself in the experience because you are kind of outside. And so my experience of doing that was like, I got to make content for myself and for people, but at the same time, if I see people, I'm like, hey. So it's a lot of juggling
aspect. If you're filming, then there's a content aspect, and if you're a content creator, there's probably a self-marketing aspect going on where you're trying to meet the distributors, and maybe you'll do a thing together later this year, or put your face to a name from emails. It's a lot to do. Yeah. And so same thing next year. You will not see some great Oak and Ink DC pen show walkthrough. You can head over to Mike's channel. He will have it covered for you. Claire wants to know, Lau, if you're going to the LA pen show, which is in 14 days, I think.
Oh, no. I can't plan a 14-day. I will say though that I just planned all my trips with my partner, and I will have time to go to the San Francisco pen show this year. So anybody that is going to the SF show, I will see you.
You're doing DC and
I know I'm doing DC and SF. I got to go to the big ones.
Well, yeah. Now, you know what I was thinking about that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Tuesday, I had some dental work done, and so when I'm sitting there at the dentist, which I would rather eat a razor blade than be at the dentist, truly. So I'm thinking, well, could I go to San Francisco too? Because there's a whole group of people that go to San Francisco that don't go to DC.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Simone fan. And she went I don't know. Well, it's a lot, and it's a big expense to go. You have your tickets, you have meals because you're traveling, airlines, hotel, tickets for the show. And so you're in at a minimum of probably, 8 to 100 and up to go then spend money.
Yeah. Well, for me, because it's a lot different now, as content creating, I also, I mean, just for me, myself, I'm very conscious about what I spend, how much I spend, and what I buy. But that doesn't mean like everyone should be like that. I know some friends chatted up with me after the show, and they told me like they spent $15,000 on 10 pens or like 20 pens. And I'm like, great for you. But also like I told myself not to be jealous of all the other people that bought so many pens, who had the money to buy it. Like, it's okay.
Sure. Yeah, like, shame on not buying or buying.
Yep, exactly.
As long as you're not putting yourself in a bind, keeping up with the Joneses, or
do it for yourself and responsibly.
Yes. Yes, the dentist is literally kind of eating a razor blade. Although Arizona is very big on the nitrous. I didn't get any on Tuesday because I thought, oh, I'll go right back to work, but I did not go right back.
Wait, so you were talking about the dentist because that will coincide with the San Francisco show, or what?
Oh, dude, I'm old. I have ADHD. I may be drinking. Why did I say go to? Oh, Tuesday, I was at the dentist. And while I was sitting waiting, I was thinking in my head, oh, do I also want to go to the San Francisco Pen Show?
Oh,
So there we go. Close that.
yeah.
Chaos.
Okay, so I'm going to the DC show.
Yes.
So that I can meet you and all the other people that don't go to the SF show. And I like the SF show because it's got all the Japanese pens there and stationery. And then, of course, all my friends over on the West Coast. So it's more for just meeting everybody and spending time there. Yeah. And every time I go to a pen show from now on, like I don't have a specific pen I'm looking for. That helps me to to not like spend so much. So
see that I think that would work the opposite for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a specific pen,
then you would just go for that one.
Yes, but if it was like whatever's clever, which was kind of the plan last year. I mean, I had a budget. I didn't go over my pen budget. But yeah, I think if I'm more specific, like I really, really want an Operex pen. Like I really love that material. I love opals.
Yeah, you have an opal pen. Did you still have that one?
Oh, from Just Turnings. Yes.
Okay.
I do, actually. And you know what? That pen has had Neko Yanagi in it its entire life. I love that ink. I don't know. Everyone's hating on that ink.
No, hold on. What nib size do you have on the opal?
On that, probably a medium.
Okay, a medium should work fine for Neko Yanagi. Why do you think people hate it?
I just hear a lot of commentary. Oh, it's too light. It does. Well, here's the thing: if you don't use that pen as often, it oxidizes a lot.
It'll evaporate, and you will have nothing.
Yeah, right. The same quality about Neko Yanagi is what I see in you have that one sailor, and I'm always like, oh, it's this purple, not.
Let's see. Which one are you talking about? So it's purple.
Well, I think it's purple. It's kind of blue. It's kind of, yes, I think.
Is it this one? Yeah. I mean, this is the closest thing to Neko Yanagi, yes.
Yeah, I think it's that one. And it's kind of milky, right? There's some depth to it. Hi, Alicia.
Hello, Alicia.
But I love that, which is funny. It's not an ink you would think is probably in my wheelhouse.
Yes.
Swamp forest colors. But I love. Oh, hi, friend.
I just happen to have them both.
Absolutely love that ink.
Okay, so I agree with you and Jamie. Neko Yanagi is beautiful. You just need the right nib for it. If you put Neko Yanagi in a Japanese fine, extra fine, or even a medium, you're not going to have a good time. Put it in a medium, Western medium, broad, stub nib. The wetter your pen, the better this ink is.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have considered.
Thank you, Alicia.
I know.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous purple pen. And if you love winter, it also has, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got snowflakes on it.
Oh. See, it's that color that shows on the section. You can see it better on the section.
Yeah. The section.
Kill me. Love it.
Gorgeous.
But I don't see myself buying that pen. But I love every time you show that pen. I love that pen. Maybe I need to come out of the swamp.
I will bring it so you can write with it.
Okay. Operex. I don't know. I haven't held an Operex pen, but the material is so pretty. and some colorway more than others. Claire Coco has one that is just to die for, and I really like that. It's a darker, richer color story than, but then I love the one that looks like an opal. You know, that ethereal, milky white with the blue flash.
Yeah. So is Oparex the material or the pen style?
Yeah. So Oparex is a synthetic. Here's your science lesson today, folks. Oparex is a synthetic opal material that is silica based, as are opals in nature. And why can I not? Just so much for your science lesson. Was trying to remember the manufacturer. It's a I forget. I think it starts with an N, but it crystallizes silica like would happen over time for an opal. And there's different synthetic opal materials. Some are much lower quality, but
so it is real opal, or like synthetic opal.
It's synthetic opal. I guess it's real opal in the sense of like a lab created diamond is a diamond. It's still silica, but you know, in nature, you have like a chocolate opal or a black opal, which was really just depending on the material on the back. You know, opals form in different patterns, et cetera, et cetera. Peter is taking Claire's. She won't notice.
Claire, you have to bring yours.
And then I will take it from Peter because Peter won't notice. And then,
hey, but you're telling he knows now.
Yeah,
he won't notice.
He's got a lot going on. He won't remember that. So an Oparex pen, but otherwise I nib work and you know, catch up with people, and I mean I'm sure there's something, but yeah, there is no pen in front of me for 2025 that I'm dying for at the moment. I am actively avoiding the Iris Garden.
Oh no! Don't mention that pen. It is on my wish list.
I have enough commission.
Okay.
Banked with Atlas to purchase it. But I think part of the neat thing about the Homo sapiens
$90.
Yeah.
So the neat thing about it?
I think the Homo sapiens need the lava material. And so I just but that it's so sharp where I hold the pen. It's just left-handed weird me how I hold pens thing. But well, do I really want to spend $900 on another? It's a pretty pen, but like the lava material one is the one, that's the neat one, and that's 700 and something. So
I will also bring my Visconti Homo sapiens for you to try, because the lava has worn out so much that it is smooth and soft in your hands.
On the safety one?
Okay. It's so lovely.
A used pen, you're gonna
have to use it. Pre-loved. Get a pre-loved Homo sapiens. That should be the one for you to keep. I know that my Crystal Dreams is pretty sharp, but for right-handed, it's okay. Yeah.
Are you a right-handed person, Lyle?
Yeah.
I mean, I accept you for you, but revelation,
right?
I don't get the Crystal Dreams. I don't get it from a design perspective. What are the bars? Like there's like silver.
Are you talking about the ink window, the large window? Yeah. Okay. So
were made.
I agree with you. I don't think the Crystal Dream is as handsome as the Visconti regular Homo sapiens Bronze Age. But I don't know. I love crystals, and that just got me but at the same time, I liked being able to see my the ink level because the Homo sapiens you don't see it. So yeah.
Hello, Lisa. Lisa would want me to remind you all to please click like and subscribe if you haven't, because
yes.
she normally is fantastic about that, and I always forget.
Thank you, Lisa, for always reminding us.
Yeah. What? But do you have? Is it anywhere nearby? I don't. I was looking at it online again. I don't get I don't get the mechanics of it. I don't get those bars on it.
Yeah, let me go find it.
Tiny
all the pens are here. What?
I said we're in these tiny little windows, and I'm like, huzzah! Zoom in. Let's see what's on Lau's shelf here. Lau collects enamel pins. I don't see any of those. I see a neon sign that's Kenshin Crafts.
Yes. Then I have my shelves of pens.
Shelves of pens. What's the one on the far right?
This one?
Yeah.
This is the Platinum Colors of Autumn.
Oh.
Platinum Century 3776.
And then the far left?
And it's got...
We're shopping at Lau's house today.
The far left is Kilk Luna.
Oh, yes.
And
yes.
It's sterling silver.
See, that is a pen that I would buy pre-owned if I saw it. It's a celestial, right? Size
it's nice. Yes. I think it's Yovo or Bach nib.
Got it. I'm telling you, a Kilk Celestial may be the perfect pen.
It is so good. I think so.
You'll have to tell me, what is the name of mine? Yggdrasil. It sounds like a
it's Yggdrasil.
There's mine.
It's the tree in like folklore.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wanted it because of the just the whole story behind it. But I was not liking the colors. It was just way too dark.
What?
Yes.
Is it a diamond cast resin, do you think? The shimmer?
Yeah, it's diamond cast.
Okay. That is, I love this. I love this pen. I love that it was, of course, a gift from my husband. I love that it has the year I was born on it.
That's a pen for you.
Start to finish, that pen, 0 complaints. I have 0 complaints.
Good for you.
Negative.
I have 0 complaints about this pen either.
Yeah.
It's so nice. Yeah, and it's got the phases of the moon on there.
Right, I love that.
Such beautiful details, and the one you have has like leaves and vines.
So on the finial is the tree.
Yes, Alicia. Oh my God, yeah. This one is the moon.
Well, it's like Wonder Twin powers activate. You probably don't remember that, do you? From Super Friends.
It sounds familiar, but yeah, I love your cat band.
The Wonder Twins. Does anyone that's watching remember the Wonder Twins? The twins. One was a guy, one was a girl. They both had rings. They touched them together. She'd become like some animal. She'd say, shape of an elephant. And then he'd be like, form of a bucket of water. Yes, Wonder Twin powers activate. Gleek. And then they had a monkey, Gleek.
So that's what we were doing.
Always a bucket of water.
Hello, Shelby.
Yes, hi, Shelby. Yeah, that was like the best.
Well, looks like Eric and I are on the same page.
I know. Okay, your assignment with power is to go look up the Wonder Twins. Super Friends was a big deal. Like, we couldn't be further off pens if we tried right now, but
oh my God, Jeffrey.
Super Friends were amazing, and it would be like meanwhile back at the Hall of Justice. All right, well, it was a thing before Age of whatever and Warcraft. We had Super Friends, and we would safety pin towels around our neck back in the 70s and pretend that we were Superman and Green Lantern, and they all had an office downtown called the Hall of Justice. Yeah.
You had to do something to, make the time go. So
Well, yeah, community service is important.
there's that too. Oh goodness.
um, oh my
Okay. But yes, Kilk, love it. If you don't have one, get one. And yes, Alicia, if I must, I'll put it in the will.
Yes, they have Wonder Woman. They had Green Lantern. Peter, is this really a top? Of course, you need Green Lantern and Aquaman. Boy, I had the hots for Aquaman. So
I'm
Kill,
sorry. Yeah.
I like to do the silver. It's on some models. It is silver clip and band. Some are not.
They started doing copper, or is it? Let's see.
Bronze.
Yeah, bronze. They started doing bronze.
And then some of the smaller models, it's just nickel something.
Yeah, just regular. Some models don't even have clips. So I prefer clips.
Those cigar shaped ones. There's the green one, and the band says Veritas.
Okay.
The color is called malachite.
Oh, malachite's a pretty color. Is it actually that color?
Yeah, it's like the dark green, the lighter green.
Good.
Sometimes there is a pen that they
Visconti made malachite pen, and it has purple or blue.
It's not malachite at all. It doesn't. Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes I think they've run out of
names and ideas.
Well, yeah. I do want to look at another Visconti this year, just and another Leonardo is what I meant to say. Not another.
Okay, so you have Leonardo and
another Visconti, but I do want to look at another Leonardo. Possibly, it depends. 100%. Yes.
Okay.
Malachite and celluloid is ecstasy from Montegrappa. Montegrappa makes a nice pen. And they have also perfected the packaging of things. It's an experience, Their pens. I've seen some unboxings that Claire has done.
But is it like over $2,000 kind of unboxing experience?
I mean, it is definitely in the lane of an experience. It's obviously it's a high quality pen, but there's also a lot of creativity that goes behind the packaging and the presentation of the pen. So of course you're buying a nice pen, but you are also buying
an art piece.
I mean, that stupid Mont Blanc, it's not stupid, it writes beautifully, came in the cheap
okay.
if you're listening, paper sleeve in the little clamshell box. But that's expensive Mont Blanc Night Hour pen that's kind of similar, comes in a larger, nicer box.
But still not as good as Montegrappa's.
No, Montegrappa does. Good night, Claire.
Good night, Claire. Thanks for coming by.
Claire has the Montegrappa chef pen, so that cap of the pen is white like a chef's hat, and I think the body is like wood. I don't know if it's real wood or wood.
Yeah, wood.
But then the presentation is like a cloche, like a plate with the glass cover on it.
That's crazy.
Really. And then Peter and Claire gifted me a Montegrappa Fortuna, the camouflage one. And you know what? I've moved the box because I ran out of. I'm like a goldfish. I will grow to the space I'm in. But it was in like a ammo tin with dog tag.
Yeah.
They really.
But they make the theme around.
They really follow the theme through. So they, even on ones that maybe aren't in the $2,000 range. I don't know if they make the Fortunas anymore, but I don't think they were in the $2,000 range. And even the presentation there was just, really
really amazing.
Alicia does not like the Montegrappa nib. Okay.
Can you tell us more about why you don't like the nib? And then Claire says you get to choose the material in Monte Grappa and a lot of choices. Prices go higher depending on the materials. You get to choose the material?
I think she had one made.
Oh,
Because,
that's super custom and expensive.
well, I don't think that one. I mean, Sailor has the bespoke.
Yep, they have the bespoke.
And I still want to do that.
Let's see. Peter says Mont Blanc boxes are cheap. The handle is resin on the Monte Grappa chef. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it is resin, but maybe it looks like wood, which is
I mean, it's
wood.
really. It even has like the little, like on a chef knife where there's the rivet. It's very
That's cool. Yeah.
cool.
Yes, I think. Yeah, I know that Monte Grappa makes those really expensive collectors pens that are like 5,000 at the most. So, of course, at that price point, it should come in a gorgeous presentation.
I mean, it should levitate at $5,000. Yeah, the nib on my Monte Grappa Fortune, actually, it's right here. Now this one is inked with melon tea.
All right, good night, Claire.
Claire, I keep saying good night. We have her.
She likes to continue talking with us, and that's fine. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So I think Lenny likes Monte Grappa nibs.
Yes.
I had one and I sold mine. I did like the nib. It writes nice, but it also depends on the paper too. So sometimes it doesn't feel good, and other times it writes really nicely. So that's my experience.
Champ on Midori paper, which we all know is the best paper out of all the papers. So I know. I'm just trying to start. Yeah.
I think the old TR paper is probably my favorite.
Okay. So I have not been paper fan or that tuned in to the nuances. I have, when everyone was going off the deep end, that the Hobonichi paper this year was horrible. I thought, okay, we have another Lamy dark lilac situation on our hand. It's nothing. But then I'm seeing people's
posts,
pictures. I would be pissed.
Yeah, I would be pissed.
I would be absolutely pissed.
Yeah.
If that was my planner experience, especially because you're
paying so much.
Well, you'd have a hard time getting me off a traveler's notebook with Midori inserts at this point. Like, I love that experience. I know that Hobonichi fans were, that's like the release and it's a big deal. And then to have the paper like that, and I don't know if have they addressed that the paper is absolute gobshite this year, or
I think they did say 2026 they're going to definitely look into making changes to the paper, is what I heard. So, but who knows? I think it was a terrible choice to discontinue the good Tomoe River paper, unless they could not get that material anymore. I don't know. They've had it for so long though.
So, but then you have Cosmo Air Light, which I guess now people I've been hearing they're not making, and they're just making snow, and I don't know. We get in this community and we think, why would you stop making this paper? But why wouldn't you just keep making the paper if people are buying it? Airlight was life, yes.
Yeah, I need to try Cosmo Airlight and Maruman. But I mean, all these are Japanese paper. They do really, really good stuff. But for some reason, the TR paper is not it. So something's wrong there.
Lisa, hi to Lisa who just jumped in. Lisa, we were having that horrible paper in the Hobonichis this year, and I think it was your post where the ink was bled through. I just want to repost this because Sue is saying
Okay.
they are replacing the Hobonichis if you fill out and submit a form.
Okay, so that's what I heard.
What are they replacing them with?
I guess well, what happened is that all the paper in that one notebook was not consistent. So I guess the quality checking was not good. And it's like people were saying some pages wrote fine, and then they get to other pages and it would bleed or ghost so much.
So one year I had Christmas cards made and I ran out and tried to have some printed at Walgreens and they were awful. I sent them anyway with a note like, sorry, I ran out of cards. Did they like have good paper and then run out and they're like, oh, okay, we'll just throw in this.
Right. Yeah.
That people won't notice that on Tuesday your ink bleeds, on weeks 1 through 7.
Like, everyone is noticing and everyone is talking. So
yeah.
Sterling's also suffering. Does Sterling Ink, does she use TR paper too?
I'll leave that to the experts since I thought Lisa was using a Hobonichi.
Yeah.
And fake news. But, I mean, you know who doesn't let you down? Midori. Traveler's Inserts have not let me. Now watch, next year I'm going to get God. The pages
and they're going to be terrible.
Will bleed.
Like, I decided not to do Hobonichi for this year, and this was way before even knowing that they would go bad. I just knew that with the Switch, I preferred the old one, but I didn't expect that the new one would be this bad. So glad I didn't hop on that train wreck in September.
So I have the Hobonichi Weeks. I think I'm new to that I'm using for my currently inked, which hardly changes. It's like green and orange every week. I don't know why I'm tracking it. What inks did you use there? Melon tea. And I have not had trouble yet. So, okay. See, at least it says it's horrible too. Is this the weeks? This is the weeks, right? Do I know what I'm talking about? Not usually. No, yeah. Is the Techo the weeks?
Techo is no, the Techo's not the
weeks on the back.
Well, no, Techo's just a planner, so all of them are Techos.
Oh, okay. What do I know? Yeah. Nothing apparently. Little to not.
Lisa says it's horrible as well.
Okay, maybe
you got the good one because, like I said, they're not consistent.
Do you remember He-Man? Do you remember that?
No.
Well, that one is fine so far. So, I mean, if anyone is needing a Hobonichi Weeks, I can't vouch for every page on there, but hit me up if you want to use these.
I have Hobonichi Weeks that I barely used either, so I'll just donate and give it away.
Right?
It is old TR paper.
Outline for Hobonichi Weeks paper support. But people are really bought into their. Some, don't get me wrong, I support everyone doing there, but some, I was watching a couple, as the planners were coming out, this one person who will remain nameless, mainly because I don't remember the name, was losing their absolute mind over their upcoming planner. They had charts and things, and I'm like, oh, you didn't get. Just take a breath.
Wait, why? Why were they losing their marbles over there?
Because they were like, oh, I'm going to use this. No, I'm not using this planner. I'm going with this. And was going forth and just was really...
Like decision paralysis?
Yes, analysis paralysis. And I thought, okay, this is a tool that's supposed to make your life better, help you stay on track with things. But like I said, I'm old school. I don't have to track how much water I drink because we just grew up drinking water. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. But no shade if you're a track your water girly, or
Well, I track a lot of stuff when I did bullet journaling, and I feel like that's the only way I could track stuff because all these planners are very. I mean, not all these planners. The Hobonichi was super super strict in terms of like how they structured the whole planner, and to me it was just so chaotic. And for me to track stuff in there, it would be tracking on a chaotic layout, and I didn't like that.
I this is a philosophical observation of the fountain pen / planner community, is are we driving ourselves a little bit crazy? Like, are we over
Consuming?
Well, no, because I mean that's so different from person to person, budget, priorities, etc. But tracking the everything, the water, the currently inked, the like, are we just driving ourselves a little bit to the brink? It's a philosophical question.
Yeah. And but like you said, like everyone is a little different.
Yeah.
And it's just, what purpose does tracking this do for you? And does it serve your purpose towards your goal? And or is it something that you might not need to do if it's overdoing it? So
yeah.
It's stuff to ponder and ask yourself.
Yeah. I mean, no shade,
Yeah,
people fold their laundry when it comes out of the dryer, and don't move it from 3 pieces of furniture before you finally fold it and put it away. That's me. I have doom piles everywhere. So I mean, it's not a judgment. It's just, sometimes, this is supposed to make your life better. So
yes, that going back to that,
full back to the taking a break from content creation. I mean, this live every Thursday brings me immense joy. I love it. I absolutely love it. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some Thursdays that I'm working and I'm like, chicken pox? No. Mumps? No. And you flip through your little Rolodex of introvert reasons to get out of doing thing, but I never...
you never make a reason to miss this.
No. I mean, yeah, there's the temptation some days when the day is long. But no, like I love this. I love this, and I love making videos. Now for it'll be Oak and Ink when I finally get a video out again. But never I get my act together for that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's important to recognize, what, I need a break from whatever the thing is. If the tracking isn't working for you, if the tracking you're currently inked and cross-referencing them and doing all take a break from it. As for some people though, maybe that structure is what is keeping them tethered. So again, no judgment, just anyone
who's
who's
a good philosophical or like just personal self-reflection. Don't let the planners overwhelm you when they're supposed to help you,
or any of them. Don't
or our fountain pens.
Swatching your inks or whatever. If you want 80 pens inked at all times, who cares? Do your thing, live your dream. So
thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy. Good night, Sue.
Good night, Sue. Thank you for coming by.
Now you do the comments because now I'm removing them. Lisa says, but I'm committed to the bad. I'm not committed to the bad paper. I'm not buying a whole new journal, but next year, yeah, don't worry. Got it. Got it.
Okay. Yeah. Let's hope that next year Tomoe River fixes their shit. So that maybe I can go back and get some. But I'm okay with the paper that I'm using right now. Like I use Beautiful paper for pen pal letters, and I have the
Oh, you send pen pal letters? Do you?
Yeah.
Do you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
No.
No, I didn't get one.
You got a Christmas present and a Christmas card?
Well,
solstice, actually, what I.
they'll both. Let's see. Skyer and Buzz, welcome back. He says there's a frenzy over Hobonichi, but I don't think they'll have the fan frenzy they have ever again. Yeah, they probably this year, like their popularity tanked so much because of the internet's their system when it shut down when people were trying to buy, and then when they did get it, it was like a disappointing shopping experience and then a disappointing writing experience.
Well, so what I think from a PR perspective, as an unofficial PR person, is if they could do some damage control. They don't have to show what their designs are for the year, but in the say 2 months leading before launch, start a PR campaign of showing the paper, showing what that's like with different popular ink brands. You know, you have to do damage control, and because it's not a tangible product for so many people until you've bought it and it arrives, and at that point you're emotionally invested in what your system will be for that year. So I think if they were to do some videos, maybe send a sample, sure, that's an expense, but if you're going to lose me as a customer, then is the expense to send a paper sample to people who purchased last year. That seems worthwhile.
Yeah, they did do samples, so I have no questions that they could do that again.
Yeah.
So, but I like the video idea so that we can actually see, live that this ink and pen works perfectly with your paper. So,
But then you said the paper was inconsistent throughout.
Yep. So then they should do multiple pages.
Well, yeah. I mean, if your business has paper, the planner
you gotta test everything.
So hopefully that's a better experience for everyone. But if anyone else is suffering with post-traumatic Hobonichi stress disorder, you're welcome to come to the Traveler's Notebook Midori. But I mean, they have a lightweight paper. Insert is blank, but I like that. It's a similar layout. I know it's not the addictively crinkly, super thin.
The thing about wait, are you talking about so these kinds of notebooks, right?
Yeah, generally.
Yeah. Okay. So the Travelers, I bought Travelers from Goulet, and this was 3 years ago, and it's so hard to write on that because the papers it doesn't lay as flat, right? And so it's really hard to write towards the middle, and that's a big pet peeve of mine.
But there is, and I know it's not just me because I see other Travelers Notebook users do it. It's this weird, like you take the band off, right? And then you do this weird like hyperflex.
You got to ruin the binding to make it.
Because it's.
I know. I'm just joking.
But yeah, I mean that's like, take the band. I don't have a band anymore because I'm using the Moterm cover that has the snap. I wish it was a band. But yeah, I take it off, fold it back, and then
have a good night, Suzette.
Good
Yeah.
night, that Job's journals. He had this clip that like
Yeah.
was an arch, so it like skipped the spine of the binder. Admittedly, I couldn't find that little clip. It was like at a Japanese stationery store um, with his family for his birthday. But I found a replica, if you will, on Timu, and that's the best clip ever. Like, because it
Yeah. No, people got to buy extra
both
stuff.
pages, it
Mhm.
skips the spine.
That's nice.
But
Yeah.
yeah, kind
I
of the dark side. We have cookies.
mhm. I love traveler's notebooks, but not for fountain pen writing. But like they still have their uses for many other things too.
Hmm. What about how's the paper for plotter? Is it
I don't
still
use Plotter. Does anybody in the audience, I mean, in chat, use Plotter? And I think that's the 3-ring binders or the
well?
binders.
It's a 6 ring, but they're really
Oh,
small.
6.
And it's those. I think the clips are or the rings are on a long, narrow metal clip, and so you can swap out the cover. Those rings,
The rings go into the covers? Oh, that's weird.
well, the rings and the clip, it looks like are one piece, and then the cover is just the leather.
So is it supposed to be kind of like TR? I mean, not TR,
Like a,
Travelers?
it's like a ring binder, but small. Like the rings are small. Um,
I mean, like I know what they look like, but do you know what paper they use specifically, or do you just use any paper?
amazing. Plotter and Travelers are one company, aren't they? Because I think it's one.
Okay. So Plotter. So Jamie says Plotter paper is amazing. So it sounds like Plotter is not the same as Midori. Oh, it is proprietary from Midori. Okay.
Okay.
So Plotter is good. It's not as good for feathering. The surface texture is like glass.
Oh.
Not good for feathering. Okay, so there's feathering that happens.
Yeah.
But the texture is like glass? That's interesting. I thought feathering happens more when you have more textured. It's so interesting.
It is not cheap.
Yeah.
But they have so many cool layouts. I just like if there's a giveaway that I could win, I'm hoping that's one. Like,
But it is expensive, so that's another.
I know.
Another rabbit hole.
I cannot. I've got like 7 Travelers notebook covers.
Yeah, you're already in that rabbit hole. So
I know. I'm so far. It's like Apple. I don't think I can come out of that rabbit hole now because.
No, I'm saying you're jumping into another one. Like,
oh, that's. I don't think I can.
Good.
Alicia, I tried the onion skin paper from Dressco, and that feathered, and like it's deliciously crinkly paper. I love it. But when I was swatching some sheening and shimmering inks, the shimmer, because it's so textured, was like pooling. Like when it dried, it was almost striped, like a zebra, if you will.
We don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's neat though. Notice some bits of bleed through. I mean, I don't know. We just need one paper that. Behaves.
Well, I mean, like other people said, there's Marman, like lots of other good papers out there, and I will say that I was what is it? Like the old Tomoe River paper did almost everything that it made comparing or like trying new papers very difficult, but you have to get out there and just try them. They're very good papers out there too.
Yeah.
Besides TR.
Well, Lau, I want to be respectful of your time and
everyone else's time.
I am pooped. And everyone else's time, of course. So more than Laos. Laos is
So I'm at the bottom of the list.
way at the bottom. He's at the bottom of the list below the people that he sends pen pal letters to on this beautiful paper that I have not received one.
You will receive it soon. But yes, thank you so much, everybody, for coming to our Pen Friends Live.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And Carmen wasn't here today. She is having a lovely time on vacation again. So we'll see her next week.
I'm telling you, if I vacationed as much as she did, I would look as good. No, I wouldn't look as good as she does.
Yeah.
But better. This beard would be red again if I got a vacation.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thank you for coming. Yeah. See you next week.
Yeah.
Oh, like, subscribe, and share.
Yes. Do all those things, please. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Yes. Bye. Now you can end the stream.
How do I turn